Give me more pumpkin.
I think this is one of the best items we've had.
And by the power of movie magic. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're trying more fall foods from Trader Joe's. The first item we're trying is the mini spicy pumpkin samosas. So these are spiced pumpkin and paneer filling wrapped in a crispy, flaky pastry.
These are definitely one of my favorites from last year. These are so good.
Yeah, this has like a really nice spice flavor to it. So it kind of really blends well with the filling that's in there. These are really good.
I love like the crispiness of like the exterior of the wrapping that the samosa has. And this year it says I think it's spicy, which is nice. It's a nice little subtle heat. But the seasoning inside is just fantastic. These are really good as like a side to like an Indian themed dish. And they're super easy to make. I mean, all we do is just like microwave them so defrost them and throw them in a pan to get them nice crispy on the outside.
I mean, these are just one of our favorite items, and so they always sell out really quickly. And so when you can, try and grab them.
Yeah, I'm just really happy they brought them back compared to some other stuff, because these are definitely one of the best pumpkin seasonal items that Trader Joe's has.
All right, the next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Butternut Squash Mac and Cheese Bites.
So these are definitely new this year. I don't remember seeing them last year. So they got like a nice like crispy exterior, and they're filled with like, I guess, mac and cheese and butternut squash in the center. So
yeah,
let's try that.
Those are actually pretty good. The mac and cheese in there, it has like a nice creaminess to it. I'm not getting a lot of the butternut squash. It's more of a subtle flavor.
Yeah.
But it pairs nicely with the mac and cheese. It's very fall flavored.
I think the butternut squash kind of is like the glue that helps the mac and cheese kind of stick together, as well as like the nice crispy exterior. For me, I just think it needs to be a little bit more seasoned. But they're pretty nice. I like this idea behind them. But they were just really hot.
Yeah, you kind of get on the back end of eating it, you get more of that butternut squash kind of flavor. But I feel like these would be really good for like a nice little holiday party, or if you're having some friends over. These are not too bad to make, and
yeah,
they're pretty good. The next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Honey Roasted Pumpkin Ravioli. It's a thin stuffed pasta with cheesy pumpkin filling.
Nice and like orange and festive colored looking in the pasta itself and the ravioli. Kind of reminds me of like if you took pumpkin bread, but like dialed down the sweetness and then stuffed it in a ravioli. It's kind of got that more like moisture, like, or moist and like savory component. Yeah,
no, this one, they have a really good job with the filling in there, because it has that savory quality of the pumpkin. And the spice is just right. So this would go really well with any of their sauces or just by itself. Yeah, they did a really good job with this ravioli.
Yeah, I think the star of this is definitely the filling, and the filling is spot on.
Our next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Butternut Squash Mac and Cheese. It's a mezzi rigatoni pasta with butternut squash puree and a blend of Gouda, cheddar, and Parmesan cheeses. So this was from the frozen section for Trader Joe's.
Yeah, so it required you to put it in the oven for like, I think it was like 25-30 minutes.
Yeah, it's got these nice rigatoni pasta in there.
Yeah, and then you mix it up halfway between. I think at the bottom there's some breadcrumbs.
Oh damn, that's good. Yeah, the sauce in this is really good. It has that much more of a butternut squash flavor to it than those mac and cheese bites we had.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of debating between getting the mac and cheese bites or having this is much better. It has a much more robust flavor profile. Yeah, I think the cheese is better in this too, because there's more of it. I think this one had 3 different cheeses, whereas the mac and cheese bites I think only had 1. So this one's definitely way better, and you get like a whole like individual serving worth. Yeah, these are really good. This is very naughty. Yeah, you can actually like see the seasoning in here. Yeah, like cooking it like halfway through, you're supposed to mix it up because all the stuff is kind of at the bottom. So as the cheese kind of melts, you mix it in with the pasta to kind of blend all the flavors together, and then it kind of bakes together, makes this like gooey deliciousness. Yeah, you can really taste the seasoning they put in here, like the different herbs, so like sage and that stuff. So they just did a really good job with this, and it's frozen. Yeah. So kind of if you want a quick meal, that's pretty good. I would recommend this one. Yeah, and it also has instructions if you want to microwave it. So if you don't have an oven, you can do microwave and make it a lot quicker. The next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Butternut Squash Italian Lasagna. It's an egg pasta layered with a butternut squash bechamel sauce and an Italian cheese topped with breadcrumbs and pumpkin seeds. And so this was in the frozen section. Yeah, so to cook it in the oven, which is how we cooked it, it had to go in there for like 45 minutes.
the main thing you're looking for is the internal temperature has said 165 degrees, so that you know everything is completely cooked. But yeah, it'll come in this little container.
Yeah, you can really see the breadcrumbs and the pumpkin seeds on there.
And it smells amazing. It smells really good.
No, this smells really like the essence of fall. Oh yeah, you can really see the layers on there.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it has all the butternut squash in between, so that looks really good. Yeah, I would have to say this is kind of a little bit underwhelming. I mean, it is a frozen lasagna, so the noodles are kind of a little bit more mushy. It doesn't have as much of the butternut squash flavor as the butternut squash mac and cheese that we just tried. And so even though it has all this extra stuff in there, you're kind of just getting one note of that cheese butternut squash mixture. So it's not as flavorful as we expected based off of what we're smelling from it.
Flavor does not match the aroma. That's how I would describe it. The only good part about it is like the actual like topping, because it was a bit crunchy. It's got that breadcrumb texture, which is like basically where the flavor is coming from. So it's kind of surprising of how aromatic it smells to how underwhelming it is. And then it's just like molten hot layers of
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely when you're eating this, let it cool down a little bit. But I would say Trader Joe's needs to add a little bit more herbs to it, kind of give it more of that robust flavor profile. Because they did it on their other butternut squash products, on their mac and cheese, because that had a really good flavor. But this one, it's missing the mark. So we probably wouldn't get this one again. It was a good try of a lasagna with butternut squash, because you don't see that often.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend this as our favorite product. I would go with the mac and cheese instead of this.
Yeah. I think if they just use like the sauce from mac and cheese in the layer to mix with the butternut squash, that would have been better.
The next item we're trying is Trader Joe's pumpkin sticky toffee cakes. These are also in the frozen section.
So it comes in a little mold, and then you cook it in the mold, and then hopefully... There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice, got a nice like drizzle of like a sauce on top. It smells really good from here.
Yeah, they recommend you can also add either like ice cream or whipped cream to this to kind of elevate that.
Make it even more naughty than it probably already is.
Yeah. So let's try.
Yeah.
This looks quite moist for being in the frozen section.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the fork goes right through it. It's very fluffy. Holy crap. That is delicious. You really get a good pumpkin flavor, but that toffee on top goes really good with this. It's so good.
It's perfectly cooked for being frozen. I mean, I only had to cook in the toaster oven or our oven for like 15 minutes. The cake part of it is super moist. And the topping is super delicious.
Yeah, when you see it in the frozen section, it kind of just looks like another frozen Trader Joe's dessert. It's kind of like, meh, whatever. But this... really good. Highly recommend. Like, if you see it, grab it. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them in the package, so one for now, one for later.
Yeah. Oh my god. Trader Joe's.
I think it's just, they know how to do desserts.
Well, they know how to do some of the desserts. Some of them are like planned, but this is like actually good. Next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Organic Fall Zucchette pasta. It's butternut squash flavor. So this one they've had before, but it was the non-organic one, and so most people's complaint with it was falling apart, so you don't get these cute little pumpkin flavored or pumpkin shaped ones. But it looks like this time when we cooked the pasta, it actually held together. So I think there was a reformulation.
Yeah, they make the fun little pasta shapes.
They look like little pumpkins.
They don't really have any distinct flavor going on with them.
No, they kind of just taste like a regular pasta. I mean, they're made with a little bit of butternut squash in there.
In our previous video, we tried the Autumnal Harvest creamy pasta sauce. I bet that would pair well with this if you're looking for a sauce.
The next item we're trying is Trader Joe's Pumpkin Bisque. It's a creamy soup with pumpkin and fall spices. So yeah, you can definitely smell the spices from this soup. It has like a nice color to it, so I'm excited to try.
I would say if you want to thin it out just a little bit to make it a little bit more soupy versus like a bisque, adding like a little bit of milk would help. But otherwise, this flavor is really good. The spice level is right. It's really rich, but not like a tummy ache rich level.
Yeah, this has like a nice level of spices to it, so it's not just a bland soup. This would go really good with like a grilled cheese and like dunking it in there to kind of like get the soup, because it is a thicker soup.
Yeah, like any of those specialty cheeses we tried previously, they, like if you made a grilled cheese with them, with this would be really good too.
another good one from Trader Joe's.
Now that we tried everything, I think after reviewing it over in our heads, I think the best thing that I had, and we kind of agree on it, is the sticky toffee pudding that we had. It was just really good. It just smashed it out of the park, honestly. It kind of broke all my expectations and tasted really good.
Yeah, that one was definitely one of those ones where you still got that fall flavor and had a really good pumpkin and spice to it.
And then I think the next kind of most surprising thing that we really liked was that mac and cheese.
Yeah, the butternut squash mac and cheese, because that one actually had like some seasoning and herb flavors into it compared to the other butternut squash products. So for example, like the lasagna, that one, it really needed some more herb flavor into it. And so yeah, definitely we would recommend the mac and cheese, the butternut squash one.
Yeah, I think that one was good because the cheese itself was like the highlight and it is mac and cheese. So that kind of worked well. So I think using that flavor should either go both in the lasagna and as well as the mac and cheese bites, which I thought were a little bit under seasoned and missing something. That's the only thing I would say is like, would be below the bottom tier.
Yeah, I think for those mac and cheese bites, if you had like a sauce to go with it, kind of like a mozzarella stick,
yeah,
I think it would elevate it really, but it didn't come with any. So it's kind of like you have to find your own sauce for that. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. And then like the other two that have come back this year that we liked was the Bisque and the Samosas. They've been some of our favorites that returning items. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this one as a follow-up to our previous like seasonal pumpkin fall release stuff we have from Trader Joe's. If you want to see that video, it'll be on the screen right now. If you're new to the channel and like the content you see, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.